You ever get that thing where you're gonna shoot your YouTube video and you realize your hair kind of makes you look like an asshole? Oh, man. Whatever. Hey, what's up guys? How are we doing today? Well, in honor of Halloween sneaking up on us, and based off of how popular my last video was, 28 views, that's one away from 29. I'm crushing it. I decided to do another video on some horror movies that you can stream for free for Halloween. And just with the last 5 I gave you, you don't need an account to watch these. You just click on the link in the description and boom, you're watching it, saying, gee, thanks Keith. Alright, well, let's get to the list. Alright, starting off our list is Edge of the Axe, which came out in 1988 and stars Barton Fawkes and Christina Marie Lane. So one plot description is as a Northern California town is terrorized by an axe-wielding serial killer, two computer whiz kids scramble to find his identity. Now, I don't know about two whiz kids because, really only one knows what they're doing, and they aren't exactly kids either, but this is still a very good movie. And what I like about this movie, besides the fact that there's some good practical effects, is the fact that it's a whodunit kind of movie, you know? And the director, Jose Ramon Larraz, does a good job of keeping you guessing on who the killer is until the very end. Also, the acting is decent. Next up we have Madman, which came out in 1981. Now, I'm not putting this one on here because it's a scary movie, or, even really a good one for that sake, but I am putting this one on here because I think it's ridiculous. So the plot is that at a summer camp, counselors are being killed off by an urban legend come to life after his name was called. And no, we're not talking about Candyman here. So this movie has a decent plot actually, and the acting is alright. And it really had the potential to be a good horror movie, although, somewhat similar to Friday the 13th. But it really drops the ball when it comes to the killer, Madman Mars. This can be a good one to watch with somebody who doesn't really like scary movies because I think it gets unscary pretty fast as Mars comes around, although there is some gore in it. You could absolutely do a drinking game with this one where you take a drink every time you see something ridiculous with Mars or there's a silly sound with him. Plus, there's a hot tub scene which is worth the price of admission just by itself. Next, we have Don't Go in the House, which came out in 1979 and stars Dan Grimaldi. So this one is about a guy whose mom used to burn him when he was a little kid, and now he punishes women with a flamethrower. This one isn't scary like a slasher or supernatural horror movie. This one, I guess I would say, is more of a psychological scare, because Grimaldi does a great job of making us understand why he's doing what he's doing, even though it's definitely crazy. And I think the acting is good and the plot is pretty solid. If you're looking for something a little different, this is a good choice. Fourth on the list is Ticks, which came out in 1993 and stars Seth Green, Clint Howard, and Alfonso Ribeiro. It's a movie about a group of troubled teens going on a wilderness retreat in an area that has been recently infested by mutant ticks, unbeknownst to them, of course. What more can I say? Giant ticks attacking people? Which is an actual nightmare of mine, but that movie sells itself. So the acting and the plot are good, but what really steals the show for me is the special effects headed up by Doug Beswick. I really can't say enough good things about them. This is a definite good movie to watch. And last, but definitely not least, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which came out in 1974 and stars Marilyn Burns and Gunnar Hansen. So if you don't already know what this movie is about a group of 5 friends that head out to rural Texas and end up coming across a family of cannibals led by the chainsaw-wielding Leatherface. So this movie is great. Even at 47 years old, it still holds up. The director, Tobe Hooper, does a great job of building tension and also adding not so much music as they are disturbing sounds. The acting is decent, and again, the special effects are great. Not to mention that you will be hard-pressed to find another horror movie that has as many fantastic cinematic shots. It's a must-watch. So there you go. 5 more horror movies that you can watch for free for Halloween. Well, I hope you check out at least one of them, and have a great Halloween. Oh, by the way, if you find yourself with a lot of leftover candy after Halloween, definitely feel free to send it my way. I'll take pretty much everything, except for Almond Joys or Mounds, and absolutely no goddamn banana flavors of any kind. Besides that, we're good. I'm kind of partial to Twix and Snickers, but I'm flexible.